Today, we're gonna be trying all of the Halloween food in the Magic Kingdom. We'll be making a stop at the Plaza to try their new fall menu before heading out into the park to try all of the Halloween treats you can get without a ticket to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. There are so many spooky treats and I can't wait to try them all. Here in Magic Kingdom, the holiday seasonal food is always a bit disappointing. A lot of the food is the same as last year with just a few new things added to the menus. But we're still gonna get it all so I can show you that you can still enjoy Halloween without getting a party ticket. And first up, we're hitting up the Plaza restaurant. Located right on Main Street, I always love coming here to check out their seasonal dishes because they always have some fun stuff for the holidays. And this year is no different. On the seasonal menu, we'll find one seasonal cocktail and two seasonal entrees. They still have all the usual drinks, so the sunrise margarita, the cold brew martini, and the house-made white sangria. But right at the top there, you'll find our special Halloween drink, the goblins and ghoulies. And for food, still all the usual suspects. So we have the Plaza loaded fries, the house salad, the onion rings, some soup. And then for entrees, they have a burger, a bunch of different salads and sandwiches. But on the left, you'll see the skull meatloaf as well as that devilish crispy chicken sandwich. As I mentioned, we have two Halloween entrees, and the skull meatloaf is a repeat from last year. I did have it last year, and I didn't really care for it. It was supposed to look like a skull, and I will say it looks a lot better in the photo than it did in person. It was a Caribbean-style glazed meatloaf, and it was served with loaded mashed potatoes. I didn't really care for it, so I'm excited to see that they have a different new entree this year in this chicken sandwich, so we'll definitely have to try that one out. But we're starting off our day with a little cocktail, the Goblins and Ghoulies. This has Captain Morgan rum, DeSarno liqueur, apple cider, and pomegranate juice for $17.50. Now, the only thing about this drink that has remotely anything to do with Halloween would be the apple cider, so I'm really hoping that is one of the main flavors that we're going to be able to taste here. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of that apple, but honestly, the main flavors that I taste in this drink are number 1, water, and number 2, almond. The almond is coming from that DeSarno, which I enjoy anything with almond flavor, so I do like that. Like I said, it's very watery, and I kind of just got this, so it can't be because the ice was melting. And I also have to say, for a Halloween cocktail, I expected the presentation to be a little bit better, especially because the presentation for all of the food here from the Plaza is usually quite cool. I mean, we just have a blackberry garnish on top, and I expected something a little bit more Halloween. I believe this is my first time trying one of the cocktails from the Plaza, and the drinks from all the various Magic Kingdom restaurants are always really hit or miss. I had some good drinks at Skipper Canteen recently, and obviously the ones over at Beacon Barrel are decent, but here at the Plaza, not quite sure. So we're moving on to our food, and as I said, I ordered the devilish crispy chicken sandwich. This has a ghoulish spiced mayo, red cabbage, and Fresno peppers on a black Kaiser roll for $26. So this actually looks pretty good here and very colorful as well. We have that black bun, which I had the other night at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party from Cosmic Rays. And I think these black buns are pretty decent, although I don't love the food coloring. They're a lot better than the regular Disney bun that they use at a lot of restaurants. So we have our black bun and we have all that pickled cabbage on here. It's super red and super vibrant, but also the chicken patty looks really good. So hopefully it tastes just as good as it looks and better than the meatloaf. We'll see. This sandwich is actually really quite tasty. The chicken on there is super juicy and so crispy. I thought it was going to be a little soggy because there's so much of that pickled cabbage on here that it was going to like weigh it down. But no, the chicken remained super crisp. And while the chicken is good, I think what really makes this sandwich is the red cabbage on here. There is so much of it, and it's pickled really well. It adds a nice tang to everything, and it was supposed to have Fresno peppers as well, which I see a couple little strands, but they really don't add too much heat. I did get that spicy mayo on the side here, but I tried a little bite with it as well, and the spicy mayo really isn't overly spicy at all. So if you're worried about the spice with this sandwich, I wouldn't. There's not much spice to it, but what it lacks in spice it makes up for in flavor. I think this is delicious. It's served with some fries, and here at the Plaza, they don't have your typical Disney fry. They do have some thicker cut, almost steak fries here. We'll dunk in a ketchup. They're okay. This, however, is the star, and I'm gonna eat this whole thing because other than this chicken sandwich, we don't have any savory food to enjoy today, so this is gonna be my lunch. So after that chicken sandwich, we're on to dessert, and on the menu they have some milkshakes. It looks like they got rid of some of the specialty ones that I tried last time I was here. They only have cookies and cream and some of the basic flavors as well. But right over here we have what we're looking for, that Phantom Pecan Caramel Cheesecake. Now, since the Plaza restaurant is located right next to the Plaza ice cream parlor, usually when I come here, I go for some ice cream, but they do have some sneaky good cakes and such, so this looks amazing. This is the Phantom Pecan Caramel Cheesecake. It has layers of New York and caramel cheesecake with dulce de leche, chocolate ganache, and pecans on a chocolate crust for $10. Out of everything from the Plaza, this cheesecake here is what I have been most excited to try. And how good does it look? They have the pecans all throughout the cheesecake, and you can see the layer of caramel and then the classic cheesecake. I love that it has that chocolatey kind of crust. And also, this is a humongous piece. This is a shareable size slice of cheesecake here. But let's dive in. You get the top piece right there. Oh yeah, I gotta make sure I get that chocolate crust. This is a pretty solid slice of cheesecake. With the layer of caramel cheesecake and then the layer of classic New York style cheesecake, I expected it to have more of a caramel flavor, but it honestly doesn't. It kind of more tastes like regular cheesecake. I tried just like the caramel, the top of it on its own, and it doesn't have too much of a caramel flavor, but it's still really good. My mom makes a really good New York style cheesecake, and I'm not sure if it necessarily tastes like a New York cheesecake or a regular cheesecake, but either way, it's really good. And I love the pecans that are mixed into the cheesecake. It adds like a great texture. I always love a little crunch, and the crunchy pecans that are inside of the cheesecake are great. I also love a cheesecake with a chocolate crust, and this delivers on that, although the layer of crust could be a lot thicker. There really is not much crust on this at all. I could use a thicker chocolate crust. So if you're in the mood for a nutty, chocolatey cheesecake, I'd come get this again. So we just finished up with our meal over at the Plaza, and that was a pretty good spooky meal. You know, the Plaza doesn't always have my favorite food. It's definitely not one of my favorite restaurants in Magic Kingdom, but what I can appreciate is that they always have fun specialty seasonal items. And the Plaza is pretty much one of the only restaurants across property to do so. They do have some Halloween exclusive items at Be Our Guest and at Cinderella's Royal Table, but you can only get them with a ticket to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So it's never really worth it, in my opinion, to go check them out because you don't want to waste precious party time doing a sit-down dinner. So the Plaza is the perfect place to get your Halloween fix in with a fun Halloween meal. And next up, we're actually gonna head over to the Cheshire Cafe because they have the only new Halloween food that you could get during the day. Of course, I'm talking about the Queen of Hearts tart. This has a sour cherry pie filling for $5.79. I'm so excited to try this, not only because it's the only new Halloween treat that they didn't have last year, but I also thought it looked really good. And after picking it up, mine is a little messed up here. It's pretty much already cut in half, and the Queen of Hearts design is a little messed up. I don't know. I probably would have scrapped this one. But it looks a lot like the Woody's Lunchbox tarts that they sell. And if they're anything like the Woody's Lunchbox tart, it's not going to have enough filling. So I hope that's not the case. Let's break it in half. It's only holding on by that little picture on the front. Okay, this looks like it has quite a bit of filling in there, at least more than the Lunchbox tarts. But does it taste like a Woody's Lunchbox tart? We shall see. Yep, that is in fact a Woody's Lunchbox tart. So it tastes good. And unlike the Lunchbox tarts, this one does have quite a bit of filling. So I enjoy it. And I always like the crust on these. I know they get a lot of slack because they could be a little bit dry, but I love that buttery, very semi-sweet crust that they use, so it's good. But I thought we were getting a brand new fun treat, but it turns out it's just a recycled popular treat from another park. And I've had plenty of lunchbox tarts in my day to confirm this. So that is pretty disappointing. However, it does taste good. So if you're craving a lunchbox tart in Magic Kingdom, you could come here during the Halloween season. The filling, while good and plentiful, isn't sour. It said sour cherry, more like tart cherry, if you want to call it that. But it just tastes like canned cherry pie filling in that crust. So yeah, like I said, if you're looking for a lunchbox tart in Magic Kingdom, you can come grab this. So next up, we'll make our way into Tomorrowland to hit up Anti-Gravity's. Now, typically Anti-Gravity's is serving up ice creams, different kinds of floats, sundaes, milkshakes, but for the holiday season, sometimes they bring in a specialty cold brew. So here for Halloween, they have the Cauldron Cold Brew. This has Joffrey's cold brew coffee with pumpkin spiced foam and Halloween sprinkles for $6.49. This cold brew and I go way, way back. I try it every year, and I think every year I say it's probably one of the worst coffees I have ever had in my life. But every year I try it out because I'm hopeful that maybe something changed. But I think it's that Joffrey's coffee that does it for me. And every time people give me new ways to try it out, and this time I'm gonna try it without a straw, so I get a good sip of the foam and a good sip of the coffee as well. I will just never understand why, if they're gonna serve a pumpkin cold brew at Disney World, why they wouldn't just do it right and do it up and make it really delicious, because it has so much potential. I love pumpkin coffee drinks. A pumpkin cream cold brew is one of my favorite drinks you could ever get at Starbucks. And this just, it just never does it for me. So first of all, you have that extremely sour Joffrey's cold brew. And people always ask what I mean by sour cold brew. I don't know how to describe it other than the fact that it is literally sour. And it's black. It's just black cold brew. They don't have any pumpkin creamer, any pumpkin syrup or anything in it. The only pumpkin in this cold brew is by way of that whipped cream that they put on top. Let's try the whipped cream just on its own and see how that is. It's so sweet, and it doesn't even taste like pumpkin at all. It tastes like cinnamon. No, the foam on top's not good on its own. So you have not great coffee mixed with not great foam. It makes for a not great coffee drink. They used to serve this over at the Cheshire Cafe before bringing it over to Anti-Gravity's, and man, I just wish they would do away with it. It's just really not good. I'm gonna wait to have another pumpkin coffee until Starbucks brings in their pumpkin cream cold brews. It's so much better. Right next to Anti-Gravity's is a store called Star Traders, and this is one of my favorite places to do some shopping in the Magic Kingdom. And I have my eye on a very specific piece of Halloween merch. I'm usually not much of a merch person. In fact, I never even looked at any of the Halloween collection that they have at Disney this year. However, I was watching my friend Nate's Halloween party vlog, and I saw a specific hat that I have my eye on and I really want to get. It's a black hat, it's a little faded, and then it just has Mickey in like a Halloween costume right at the front. I'm hoping it's not party exclusive. It totally may be, but we're gonna hit up Star Traders and see if we can find it. I knew I could count on this store right away. We're seeing a ton of Halloween merch. They have a pretty cool crew neck right there, some pretzels, some treats, some cool little candy buckets and mugs, and also the Spirit jersey, but no hat so far. What do we got here? A little hoodie with a cool design on the back. Oh, it's a zip-up sweater, and I did see a hat, but this isn't the one that I'm searching for here. This one is pretty cool, but I want the one with the Mickey on the front. They have a keychain here with Stitch in a Halloween costume. I feel like this one's gonna be pretty popular. They also have a Halloween hockey jersey. Of course, they've got some Halloween Crocs. And then they also have this t-shirt where it looks like Donald is stealing some candy. I did see this collection online, that pink Mickey Ghost, which is pretty cool, and it looks like they have a good stock here at Star Traders. Well, I did a good lap in Star Traders, and I do think we are out of luck. They had some pretty cool Halloween merch, but just not what I'm looking for. There is a good chance that hat is party exclusive. I think I might come back to another party to just enjoy and not film, so if I do, I will definitely be picking up that hat. Here in Tomorrowland, they do have one other Halloween treat, but I think today I'm gonna skip it because they had it last year and it's not too far off for something you could get when it's not Halloween. At the lunching pad, you can find this ghoulish blue raspberry slushie, which is a Fanta blue raspberry slushie with a black vanilla drizzle. This slushie is the biggest stretch for a Halloween snack I have ever seen. It's literally a blue raspberry slushie with some black dye around the cup. So really not giving spooky vibes or anything. So like I said, we're gonna skip it this year, but if you did want to pick it up, it's over at the lunching pad. Instead, we'll stick with another frozen treat from over at the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor. This is the pumpkin sundae. It has pumpkin gelato with whipped cream and marshmallow cream, a pumpkin spiced caramel sauce, pumpkin brittle, and Halloween sprinkles for $8.29. This sundae is absolutely massive, which I am happy about because it is quite expensive. But we have 2 giant scoops of that pumpkin gelato, a ton of the toppings, except the one topping I was looking forward to the most, that marshmallow cream. I got a very tiny little swirl on there. So let's try and load up a bite with a little bit of everything, some of that pumpkin brittle, some of that marshmallow. See how it is. If I'm remembering correctly, I didn't really enjoy this sundae last year when they had it. I don't think I liked the pumpkin gelato a lot. I think it was more like spiced, overly spiced, and very ginger forward. But this year, I enjoyed it. I think that pumpkin gelato is a lot more tolerable and less heavy on the warm spices. The pumpkin brittle on there is really nice. It adds a salty, nutty crunch to this ice cream, which I think pairs really nicely. There's plenty of caramel, and I really like the bites that I'm getting with a lot of that marshmallow cream, but I need more. I don't know if they've changed up any of the ingredients on this sundae or if my taste buds have changed, but I thoroughly enjoy this year, and I think it's a really great shareable pumpkin snack. We had one pumpkin snack just before, but this one is making up for it because this one is actually good, and I would get it again. We're gonna cross over to the other side of the park now to hit up Liberty Square because over at Columbia Harbor House, they have my favorite returning Halloween treat. The scent of a salty turkey leg was too strong outside of Columbia Harbor House, so I had to bring my little dessert over here behind the Christmas shop. And as much as I could go for something salty, I am very happy they brought this back. This little cup of deliciousness is the s'mores cup. It has layers of graham cracker pieces, chocolate ganache, chocolate popping candies, milk chocolate panna cotta, and marshmallow cream for $5.99. And how good does this look? You can see all the different layers in there, and I feel like they could come up with a better name than just s'mores cup. It's so boring. I feel like something with ghosts would be fun. I don't know, but let's try it out. We gotta dig all the way to the bottom. We have to ruin our ghosts. I'm sorry. We gotta get to the bottom so we could get that graham cracker in there too. Oh my gosh, look at that bite. It's like the perfect layered bite. We got a little bit of everything in there. This is one of, if not the best, s'mores dessert that they do at Disney World, outside of the handmade s'more from the ganachery. This is amazing. It's fresh out of the fridge, it's nice and cold, and that layer of panna cotta there is so thick and satisfying. Usually, not the biggest fan of panna cotta. I prefer a mousse. But for some reason, this panna cotta that they've got in here is so delicious. The chocolate is a little bit bitter. You have plenty of those graham crackers, and you guys know, every time I have a s'mores dessert, I always feel like the graham crackers are disproportionate to everything else. There's never enough graham crackers in it. This one, enough graham crackers. You got that nice fudgy ganache on the bottom, the perfect panna cotta, and a little bit of that marshmallow flavor. Man, this is so good. I wish they would make this a year-round treat. I feel like they could. Instead of just doing ghosts, just do a layer of that marshmallow cream on top, and you'd be all good. You could sell this all year because it is so delicious and better than a lot of the other desserts that you could get at the quick service restaurants around Disney. We're moving on to Adventureland. For one of our final stops of the day, we're hitting up Aloha Isle for a little Dole Whip float. This here is only around for the Halloween season. It's the Dole Whip Mango and Chamoy float. It has Dole Whip Mango with Dole Pineapple Juice, Chamoy, and Chili Lime seasoning for $7.49. Please beware, if you do get this Dole Whip sundae or any Dole Whip float, man, they melt very, very quickly. One day Disney will come up with the proper thing to serve these Dole Whips in because it's just dripping all over the sides of the cup. It is a mess, and I unfortunately forgot to get some napkins, so I'm gonna have to go grab some. But let's dig in here. We'll get some chamoy, some of the tahini. I don't have any pineapple juice yet, but that mango Dole Whip, is always so good. This is always so good. Along with the s'mores cup, this is probably one of my other favorites that they bring back for Halloween season every year. Mango Dole Whip in general is probably my favorite flavor of Dole Whip, followed closely by the coconut Dole Whip. But the mango Dole Whip is always so good. It's perfectly sweet, nice and tart. Doesn't have any type of like artificial mango flavor. It tastes so fresh. And the mango paired with the chamoy and tahini is perfect. It adds a little extra fruitiness, a little spice. I don't really know how this is Halloween. I feel like this is just something that they should have all the time. Over in Disneyland, they always have chamoy and tahini floats on the menu in their Adventureland. Why does this only have to be here for the Halloween season? I have no idea. Should be here all year round, but since we can only enjoy it during Halloween, I always have to come grab myself one. Before we head out of the park today, there is still one more thing I want to do. I want to hit up the confectionery and see what type of sweet treats we could grab on the way out. Look at this. They have so many different Halloween treats. We have the Halloween candy apple right here, $14.49. That is quite crazy. They have all the Halloween Rice Krispie treats here. This is like a mini which one they've got. And I think they have even more in the display case right over here. Oh yeah, for sure. They have even more apples. Oh, I really like that Mickey pumpkin one in the back. That one is so cool. They have some cake pops here, some marshmallow pops. And up here, I think I see a specialty Halloween popcorn mix, so we might have to grab that. The line for the create your own popcorn is actually kind of manageable tonight. Usually it goes all the way back down throughout the confectionery, but tonight, not too long. Still a little too long for my liking, so I am gonna place a mobile order for this popcorn. I always like to let you guys know that instead of waiting in that really long line, like I said, usually it's a lot longer, you can mobile order the create your own popcorn. Now you can't really create your own when you mobile order it. You have to choose from one of the mixes that they offer, the pre-made mixes, but they're usually quite good and I never noticed a difference in like freshness or anything, so it's a good tip to skip that long line. So here we have the Halloween treat popcorn mix. This has buttered popcorn with milk chocolate M&Ms, crushed chocolate cookies, Halloween sprinkles, and an orange chocolatey drizzle for $17.99. And look at that. Within a few minutes, we have our popcorn. I think I waited maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes after I pressed on here for this to be ready. It sure beats waiting in however long that line was to get this made. I mean, you don't get the novelty of watching them make it in front of you, but I'd rather wait less time. So this is the Halloween popcorn mix. I don't think I've ever had this before. I've had the Christmas one, but never this one. So we gotta get a bite loaded up with all the different toppings, some Oreos, some M&Ms. Can't get an M&M there. Oh, there we go. It's good. I like it. I always like when they do these popcorn mixes with butter popcorn opposed to some of the other ones like the caramel. Caramel one could just be too sweet, where I love that salty, sweet bite from the butter popcorn that you get. Oreos are great, the M&Ms, this thing is loaded. And yeah, like 18 bucks is ridiculous for some popcorn, but you get some candy in there and you do get an annual pass discount if you're an annual pass holder as well. Worth it? I'm not sure, that's gonna be up to you, but I am definitely gonna close this up, take the rest of it home. I always point out, I love how they give you this in a really cool container that's like labeled and it has a lid on it so you could take it home, bring it back to the hotel, bring it back to your house, and only take a few bites here. Very convenient. So that is gonna do it for us here today in Magic Kingdom, trying all of the Halloween food that you could get with a regular park ticket to Magic Kingdom. And like with any day in the park, we had some good eats and some bad eats. And honestly, the only two things that I would not get again would probably be both of the drinks. The cocktail from the Plaza wasn't that great, and of course that pumpkin cold brew from Anti-Gravity's, it's always a pass for me. All of the other food that we tried today was pretty good, although mostly repeats. My three favorite things that I tried today would be the chicken sandwich from the Plaza. That was really delicious. I didn't expect it to be as good as it actually was. I also always enjoy that mango chamoy and tahini float. That's another go-to during the Halloween season, but my favorite thing that I tried today is always gonna be that s'mores cup. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you to everyone over on Patreon. I really appreciate your support. As always, if you enjoy honest Disney food reviews, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.